Hello Namibia, and welcome to your daily lunchtime show where we get to catch up with current events and headlines that are in the news. I'm your host Priska Agnolo and you are watching NMH at 1. So this afternoon, we do have breaking news just in. This is about the fish rot case that was postponed to the 5th of February 2021 next year. We do have our journalist Ogeto Craig, who spoke to lawyer Richard Metcalf about where the matter stands right now as it is. Do take a look.
Now with the case. The case has gone to the High Court on one matter for the 22nd of April next year. And from there it will be case managed by the judges in order to go to trial. It appears that there's two accused whom they still wish to arrest, or three accused on that particular matter, whom they still wish to arrest and arraign before court. And then on the other matter, which has also just been postponed now till the 5th of February, it's a final for Prosecutor General decision. So on the 5th, then that matter will have to be transferred to the High Court as well. And that's basically where we are.
Thank you.
The year 2021 is already proving to be one that will be full of surprises and very interesting indeed. Now, please do note that this week will be our last 1 o'clock broadcast before we take a break for the festive season. NMH at 1 will be back with all of our other shows on the 18th of January 2021. Do stay tuned for news footage from Oshakati and Oshiwarongo, as well as awesome video highlights of the 2020 Nedbank Desert Dash cycle race. Like neighboring South Africa, Namibia has also seen an increase in new cases of the coronavirus. The country by Thursday tested more than 16,000 people, and on Saturday just more than 16,500 cases have been confirmed. The national average for the 7 days ended on Saturday was 208 new cases per day, double the 104 cases per day recorded over the previous 7-day cycle. Namibia's recovery rate stands at around 89%. Over the last 7-day cycle, an average of 1,527 new suspected patients were tested each day. Over the same period, 564 people entered quarantine and 442 were discharged, leaving 696 individuals in Namibia's official quarantine facilities. In other news from the regions, Oshana Governor Elia Irimari this morning sent off his region's team that will participate in Namibia's National Youth Games in Redfontaine from the 16th to the 18th of December. Tuemo Haidula was there.
You need to know why you are going there. And sports, very simple. It's a physical actions. You understand that? Physical action combinations with your skills. That is basically sports. And also, very important also to know why you are partaking in sports. And remember, everything changes. At the initial stage, when sport was started, is where they started, with sports. It was not basically meant for competitions. People were selected. Those years, countries were aggressive to one another. And now what they need to do, they have to take young boys and young women for them to see those who are strong enough for them to be recruited, to be trained so that they can be prepared to defend their country militarily. And as time goes, people realize that yes, because the early sports were basically wrestling. You understand that? Ne? Well, wrestling and all these physical sports, on Kandeka and many others. Then people realize that, let's develop this thing, as a tool to build nations, as a tool to unite. You understand that? And that's why no sport started.
The mining company B2 Gold contributed $500,000 Namibian to the Kayak Youth Development Center in Oshwarongo on Thursday. Esther Kamati shared this footage.
Okay, my name is Paolo, and my colleague here is Adelaide, and we are in the Corporate Social Investment Department. We are the one that spend the money that this goal is made into the community. And this is just one of many programs that we are actually investing in. And the two of us, we are the ones that go really and sit with our manager and tell him, look, this is what Kayak is doing. And there's no way that we can stop supporting Kayak. I think we've been supporting Kayak for how many years now? You are around 5 years now. Imagine. And every year we are sponsoring to about $500,000 every year. Why? Because every time we go to our manager, we tell him all the good things. We always receive good reports. Like last year, one of the beautiful things that we really appreciated Kayak was that out of 160 kids that attended Kayak, 0 girl fell pregnant. That's what we want to see. And not only youth not falling pregnant, but them doing very well in school. Look at Samira. She's the second year now, right? And Saimi, she's in grade 10. And Isaac is in grade 8. They're just, it's like a ladder. And we want all of them that are attending Kayak to go the same direction. And that is the reason why, B2 Gold, we always go to our manager and we say there's no way we will abandon B2 Gold. So from our side as employees, what we always hope is that every time we submit a request for Kayak to our board, because we have a board that decides on the program, we always tell them the good stories, all the reports we are getting, and we say, listen, board members, you guys, you always need to approve this Kayak project, always, because what they are doing is fantastic. They keep the kids off the streets. You heard the boy's testimony. He says he was doing drugs. He said it indirectly, but after attending Kayak, he's doing well in school, I believe, and there are many of them. So that is what we want to see.
The past weekend saw yet another pulsating chapter of the ultra cycle race, the Nedbank Namibia Desert Dash. Our Ironga team compiled these highlights.
Now, just to give you guys like an update of what's been happening and who has crossed the finish line here at the Nedbank Desert Dash. Basically, so our first solo man on across the finish line was Connie Loser, who has won this for the 6th consecutive time. So his time this morning was, he completed the dash in about 14 hours and 55 minutes. In second place, it was Martin Fryer, and then in third place was Dustin Dave. And then moving on, just moments ago, we had our first solo woman crossing the finish line, Irene Stein, and she completed it in about 17 hours. Yes. She's very excited. Her son, you can check out the video on Facebook, her son had a bottle of champagne, he was spraying it, and he was so excited to see her.
Ek is met Irene Stein, die eerste dame oor die wenstreep. Hoe voel het?
Alles fantasties. Ek is regtig verheug en ek is net so bly ek kon hierdie jaar die wen vat en vir my sponsor dankie sê meneer Manny Heymans.
Ja.
Ja, dit was net fantasties. Ja, dit was 'n goeie reis. Ek's moeg,
Ja.
maar dit het goed uitgedraai. Ek voel nog goed.
Wat was vir jou die toughste stretch geweest?
In die begin die wind en die hitte die wind het gewaai tot halfpad.
Ja,
So dit was baie moeilik.
En sê vir my die hoeveelste een is dit wat jy nou doen?
Dit is my derde een wat ek klaar maak.
Ja, het jy al voriges gewen? Eerste
Nee,
wen?
glad nie. Ek het al tweede en derde gekom.
So dis 'n baie spesiale een.
Ja, so nou moet ek ophou.
Third time lucky. Nee, jy moet nou begin nou. Nou moet jy begin. Sê vir my, wat sou jy vir die jong mense daar buite sê?
Jo, ek sal sê, hou net aan. Ek bedoel, dit is jare en jare se opoffering in fietsry en pluk ek die vrugte, ja.
Nou sê my nou baan toe hier vanaf.
O nee, dis mos nou vakansie. So strand toe.
Bietjie relax,
Ja.
uitskop.
Ja.
Is
hy. Baie dankie. Okay.
Desert Dash has become such an amazing platform for people to do something for a worthy cause. Lots of riders riding for charity, lots of teams, solos as well. You can check out all the various campaigns on the NMH Desert Dash Facebook page.
Ons het gehoor dat die ouens 'n sterk wind van voor gehad het met die wegsprong. Maar die top ryers in die onderskeie 4-persoon mans kategorie en verseker dan in die solo kategorie mans die het reeds vroeg vanoggend ingekom. So die kompetisie is so vel geweest soos wat ons verwag het dit sal wees. Maar ons is uit die aard van die saak baie gelukkig met nie net die opkoms nie, maar met die vertonings ook.
We've got a full-on welcoming committee down at the finish line here, guys. Bring your beers outside. Come and join us in the sunshine. I see a flag, guys. I see a flag. It is a reality. It is a reality. The amphibian is making his way to the finish line. This guy is inspiration personified. Check this out. All the way across the line, the hipster is in the house. We have just a couple of minutes before we close down the finish line for the two-man teams. Well done, gents. Dave Hammond, you beauty. Okay, folks, let's get Clippy across the line with his track. Let's help him out there. Let's get the Monster Mobile across the line. Okay, let's give these folks another big round of applause. He has made it together with his teammates. It's been a massive team effort out there. Wonderful, wonderful scenes at the finish line of the Nedbank Desert Dash.
Yes, it's video on. Well done, dude. Well done. I can't see
Clippy, come stand in front of the car, my friend. These folks want to see you. Come stand in the middle. These folks want to have a look at what motivation looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, the Namibian amphibian. Yes! Clippy, my life for you, crowd. Die mensen die hele dag gewacht voor jou. Let's give him a nice big round of applause. Well done, buddy.
Thanks, my friend. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Legend.
Alright, do you want to do a quick prize giving now?
Yes, man.
Inside the tent? While I
Come on.
count down the clock for the formal teams.
Yes.
Half an hour to go.
Bye. Kies, Gideon. Well done.
Vivian, hoe voel dit?
Voel skitterend. Ik wil net sê baie dankie vir almal vir die ondersteuning en vandag gee ek net vir God al die glorie. Want sonder hom is ek niks. So ja, ek wil net vir mense sê baie dankie vir al die ondersteuning en dit was amazing. Ek waardeer dit ongelooflik baie.
Sal jy weer?
Ek sal verseker weer.
Well done. Yes man. Yes, braak. Yeah.
We are literally down to the dying moments of the Solar Dash for 2020. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Soringo. Right guys, so that is officially a wrap for all the solo riders, whether they're out there, whether they're 1 meter away or 2 meters away. It is all done. And unfortunately, any solo rider coming to the line now will have to be turned back. We're just going to make sure they're not going to squeak over here, try and tackle the under and me to get across the mats. Unfortunately, too little, too late. So no more solos in sight. That is officially the close of the solo time gap. 24 hours has elapsed, and the 2020 version of the Nedbank Desert Dash is finished for all the solo riders.
And now we take a look at what is leading Namibia's print media today. According to Namibian Sun, 4 botched elections in southern Namibia will cost the Electoral Commission a couple of $100,000. This money will be paid to parties and candidates for the rerun of polls, while the final list of fishing quotas are, according to Minister Albert Kawana, 98% done. Republican leads with a new surge in COVID-19 cases, with government saying it is keeping a close eye on the situation and may adjust some measures if required. Allgemeine Zeitung also reads with the rerun of elections in the south, while the Namibian tells the story of a family who allegedly lost a family member during a shooting incident off the border with Botswana almost 2 years ago, without any of their questions being substantially answered. New Era previews the appearance of the Fish Rod 6 in Windhoek's Magistrates Court this morning. The main matter has already been transferred to the High Court this morning, but parties were a short while ago still busy with other submissions to the court.
Santa Claus will make me happy with a toy on the
From the newspaper's inside pages, Market Watch zooms in on the performance of vehicle sales as well as a big decline in foreign exports of meat. And Sport Wrap brings you a roundup of all of the weekend's results. In today's Allgemeine Zeitung, you can get your free copy of the December edition of the magazine Tourismus Namibia. To ensure road safety, says Namibian Sun, the police will again use breathalyzer tests, which were discontinued because of COVID-19. Read in Republican about Namibia's first pair of COVID-19 dogs called Bat and Beauty. The AZ reports that founding President Sam Nujoma has been discharged from hospital after testing positive for the coronavirus. His office last week said he will go to his farm to recuperate. Political history continues to be made after November's elections. Paulus Mbango from the Kavango, a former member of SWAPO, will, according to the Namibian, be the first ever independent member of the National Council, the upper house of Namibia's parliament. And according to New Era, the new mayor of Keetmanshoop is appealing to local councils to put residents' needs first rather than political differences. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our show. I've been your host, Priska Agnolo, and we thank you so much for watching NMH at 1, and we do wish you to have a wonderful Wednesday ahead. Goodbye, Namibia.